Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of crypto news. Like, believe it or not, even with Bitcoin just chugging along between 18 and 21,000, what seems like months long, there's lots of crypto news that is happening. And I'm not talking about Cardano and Vassal or Ethereum and the merge. That's old news right now. What I'm going to talk about is some new news that's happened this week about crypto, about a number of different projects. I'm going to touch on these different stories because crypto keeps the good projects keep chugging along, doing their thing, getting ready for the next release. That's what developers do. And they move things along regardless of what the price action is doing. So what I want to do is I want to share a lot of these stories, and I'll talk about and I'm going to share a lot of this conversation at our AMA tonight for my Patreons. The Patreon link is below. It's in the description. It's in like the pin post. If you want to join the AMA, it's perfect timing to do so. And this is a big thing that we do in our community. So we'd really like you to join on our AMAs. Tonight is Patreon only. Most of my AMAs are Patreon only. There's one level you get one a month. We do one for free on YouTube a month. Then there's one for Patreons that I do once a month. And then there's two more for our community, and that's at a certain level. That's at the crypto commander level, who follow the crypto commandments. And that price is going to go up as soon as we get to this event down in Texas. So if you want to join at that level, it's available for limited time, and then it just goes up to the higher price. Sorry, but that's what happens. But if you're an early adopter, you're going to win. Things are on sale. Speaking of things that are early adoption and things that are happening right now in the crypto space, let me share my screen. Then we can start talking about some of these stories. So let's take a little walk through these stories. So the first one, Robinhood debuts new non-custodial crypto wallet with Polygon to 10,000 beta users. This is Matic. This is Polygon. And remember, Matic, I kind of learned about a couple of years ago because they were solving the real world problem of Ethereum taking too long to transact and the transactions were too high. So Polygon built a layer 2 on top of Ethereum's layer 1. And the layer 2 just kind of adds up a whole bunch of transactions and occasionally just dumps them all into layer 1 to kind of get think of people going in a bus. When the bus is full, it takes off. So they're trying to aggregate like 50 transactions for the price of one, and they just put them all on the main blockchain all at once. Kind of like having a bar tab too. You don't, rather than ringing up every drink at a time, you save time by having a tab and checking out when you're all done. That's what layer 2s do. But now Matic is also a layer 1. They've been adding more and more functionality, and now they have a crypto wallet that's available for Robinhood. They're growing by leaps and bounds. Matic is a strong project, not financial advice, but it's one of my favorites. Next story, another project I'm very, very high on, which is Cosmos, and this is also known as Atom. So Cosmos has their own ecosystem, and they're the first they just launched a new white paper that introduces Atom or Cosmos 2.0. And now they're going to change a little bit of the tokenomics, but it's going to be to the benefit of Atom holders, and they're also going to make the Atom holders be like the aggregation of all like things new for their crypto platform. So they are really talking about the new platform, the 2.0 Cosmos Hub 2.0. Now they have an inter-blockchain protocol called the IBC for basically allows all different blockchains to talk to each other. That's what a big thing is happening in crypto. You want to have these products that you have the Ethereum blockchain, you have the Divi blockchain, you have the Litecoin blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, you have Atom, you have Polkadot, you have Cardano, all these different blockchains that don't talk to each other. But Polkadot's trying to solve the problem of talking to each other. So is Atom and a few others. So Atom is kind of going under the radar. It's still a top 100 project. I think it's like top number 25 or so, but they're up there. But not many people talk about Atom or Cosmos, but they have compatibility for Ethereum. They can port things over. They have DeFi. They have NFTs. They basically have everything. They're smart contracts. It's all on Atom, but very few people talk about it. So this new white paper is bringing a fresh new look onto Atom and Cosmos, drawing more attention. And it just says that, I don't know why it keeps moving around the screen, but basically the Cosmos Hub, which is going to be, that's their backbone of their ecosystem. Everything else can build on that ecosystem. This is their second generation of it, so it's a big deal. They're launching more functionality. They have a roadmap for several years now. They continue to build and build in the right way, much like Matic does. So I'm also a big fan of Atom. Not financial advice, just me talking on the internet and saying what crypto projects I like. Third story, and this is another project that I've talked about a lot. And altcoin built on the Ethereum blockchain erupts 75% in the last 3 days, thanks to a patent infringement lawsuit. This, of course, is about Veritasium. Now, full disclosure, I am still technically a member of the Veritasium DAO, even though I've moved back from it. I've just been too busy with other things, namely the event that we're talking about in Dallas, Texas. And I'll pause and talk about that in a moment. But the Veritasium project, they just filed a lawsuit against Coinbase. And let's see. So Veri, the ERC20 token that powers the ecosystem, that's where it went from like 20 some bucks to $42. So just based on this lawsuit, so Veri has been showing strength over the course of several days following a lawsuit against Coinbase filed by Veritasium's creator Reggie Milton, who alleges that the crypto exchange is infringing on his patent for a value transfer technology. Reggie does have 2 patents, one in the US and one in Japan, for value transfer. According to a filing in a Delaware court, Veritasium Capital is seeking $350 million in damages from Coinbase under that claim that the exchange is using its patent to facilitate several of its services, including the Coinbase Cloud, the Coinbase Pay, and the Coinbase Wallet. So Veritasium gained 75% in the last 3 days and went from 27 to a high of 47 because of this lawsuit. And the patent just gives the patent holder, what patents do is just it's the right to enforce. So the patent office says, yes, this is your idea and you documented it well and you own this patent. But now if anyone infringes on you, it's up to you to push the legal system and show cause and get it enforced. That's what Reggie is doing here. I'm not going to comment on it further, but you can see what the price action is doing based on the strength of this lawsuit. So next story is going to be about FTX and what they're doing. But before I get into that story, I'm going to pause, share a little commercial from our sponsor. Let me jump out of here. I've lost my way. There I am. All right. So before I start talking about FTX and what they're up to and a few other stories that are out there, let me pause, get a brief word from our sponsor, and I'll be right back. Hey everyone, I'm really excited to announce our first special speaker at the EconomicPreppers event in Dallas on October 8th. I'll share my screen and announce it that way. It's none other than Bill Noble of Token Metrics. Now, Bill, if you're not familiar with him, you should be following him on Twitter. Bill used to work for Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab, Morgan Stanley. He left all that legacy financial stuff behind a few years ago. Then he joined Token Metrics. He's the host of the Token Metrics YouTube channel, where they do a lot of crypto research and a lot of discussions. But Bill, he's going to be speaking. Here's his Twitter. He's going to be speaking at the event, and he's going to be there pretty much all day. I mean, he's probably going to show up Friday night as well. But he's local to Texas. Hope he brings out a few friends from Texas. But if you're a fan of Bill or Token Metrics, come on out and listen to Bill. He'll probably be speaking around lunchtime, and then he's also going to be a part of our panel for the AMA. So, and again, if you want to attend and you can't be in the Dallas area, we'd love to see you live. But if you can't, go to economicpreppers.live. Just follow the link below here, and there's virtual tickets too. So it's live is $197 and virtual is $150. We're making it very easy for you to attend. You can get the live stream, you get the workbook in a PDF form if you can't attend live. We hope to see you in Dallas in one way or another, and we're looking forward to Bill and the rest of us talking to you soon. All right. Yes, we're only, I'd say, a week and a half away from the event. It's getting really close. We're really excited about it. We're looking forward to it. You got 2 options of getting your tickets, virtual or in live, $150 to $197. The VIP is also available for another 80-ish bucks. It's a very affordable event. If you're in the Dallas area, please come out and join us and talk silver, gold, real estate. It'll be a good time, I promise. So, a couple more stories about a good time, and then a couple of stories, maybe it's a little bit about FUD. So let's go into these stories. First off, FTX. 2 stories from FTX. First off, crypto exchange FTX is moving its U.S. headquarters from Chicago to Miami. The exchange has been steadily building up its presence in Southern Florida, including purchasing the naming rights to the NBA's Miami Heat Arena last year and for $135 million, which is a big number. So FTX, which they're pushing to be one of the top exchanges. They're based in the Bahamas for obvious regulation rules and legal reasons. But they're leaving Chicago in favor of Miami, and it's not surprising considering crypto laws in Illinois compared to crypto laws in Florida. Another thing about FTX is that Voyager that also went bankrupt. Unfortunately, like we had the bankruptcy of we don't have the story up, but Celsius went bankrupt. They filed for bankruptcy, and their CEO stepped down. But Voyager, they still had all these assets that needed to be sold and liquidated. There was competition on who was going to buy it. Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX bought all the assets for $1.4 billion. Not sure what it means yet for those who had Voyager, but at least you'll be in the FTX fold. And I don't think it's a bailout, but I think they're basically buying their customers, and that's what Sam's doing. Now, a couple of news stories that I need to share, but maybe not in the positive light, but yeah, so much FUD out there, so much things about regulation. California regulators target crypto trading desks operating like Ponzi's. These are small exchanges that apparently aren't complying with all this heavy regulation that's out there. California is not a very favorable state. They're trying to litigate and prosecute. And this is just my opinion, of course. What do I know? But I'm just, California is pushing these smaller exchanges out there and try to get them out of there. Also, Nexo has 8 states filing enforcement actions against them for some of the practices for their crypto lending. Now, this isn't against all of Nexo, but it's about, they said cease and desist orders against Nexo. I think they're blanket cease and desist, but their basis for it was that some of their offerings appeared to be more like securities and offering high interest rate returns. So these 8 states, including New York, another unfavorable state. Let's see the state. California said that was unfavorable. Kentucky, New York, Maryland, Oklahoma, South Carolina. Oops, that's my state. Washington and Vermont alleged Nexo offered customers interest earning accounts without first registering them as securities and providing necessary disclosures. Without access to these financial statements, state regulators contend investors cannot make informed investment decisions. So who knows how this plays out? But we do know, and I'm going to drop out of here. What we do know is that, okay, there I am. What we do know is that there's positive news. There's a lot of positive news as projects keep churning and producing new milestones. We've seen it with Ethereum and Cardano. Now we have Matic and Cosmos and Veritasium positivity news. All FTX exchange is looking positive. There's good news out there if you look for it. But a lot of the reasons that they don't want you to know about the good news, they're out there. They're putting their face and they're putting regulations. They're having press conferences about, we're prosecuting this or we're trying to shut down that. They don't want you in a system that is governless because, hey, it's all about control, right? If you have control over your wealth, if you have some of this stuff, if you have gold, if you have silver, if you own your own house, if you have your own Bitcoin in your own wallet and you have control over that, you have financial independence and financial freedom, which governments do not like. So keep that in mind whenever you read a story about regulations or crackdowns or whatever. It could just be FUD, as we pretty much have talked about for months now. So speaking of talking about FUD and all these different elements, I really hope to see you down in Dallas, Texas. I mean, Dallas, Texas, if you're in the area, please come on out. It's going to be a really fun time. If you can't come out live, please get a virtual ticket. It'll be well worth the investment. You're going to get the AMAs, a special AMA for anyone who attends either live or virtually. We'll answer your questions. You're going to get a live broadcast of the event. You're going to get the workbook, which we just finished, and we're getting that published. We're really proud of that too. There's going to be a guest speaker. We have Bill Noble from Token Metrics coming out. Hopefully we might get one more. We'll see how that plays out. But regardless, you've got Dylan, Patrick, and myself all speaking, plus Bill. It's going to be a lot of content in one day for a very low price. And we hope to see you there either live or virtually attending. So lots said as always today. I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, read your comments in a bit, say follow leader one more time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.